Good morning. It is day 22, and I felt like I wanted to spend time in my cozy office and just gently move here on my carpet. Yeah, I got nice and cozy there. Did some Bartinia fundamentals, something I did back in dance class in college, so that was really nice. Then I brought up my sketchbook, continued to practice the general gesture sketching of capturing a figure. So very simple lines, not too complicated. And then I decided to make a little bit of a reflection video on this process that I'm in so far with this experiment. So that video is coming here next. Hello, today is day 22, and yesterday was the 3-week mark for this process, and I wanted to check in a little bit on how things have been going. And I know I've been reflecting more or less a little bit each day, but I also wanted to talk directly outward and not be so internal today, because up until this point, I've been making these videos really for me, not for like engagement or growing a channel, being entertaining to anyone. My mother-in-law is calling, and I'm gonna just, or to teach something, to provide value, any of that. I kind of liked the idea of just like creating for me and not for the purpose of anything else other than that. And so, of course, there was that dilemma of, do I make these videos private? Do I make them public? And I decided to make it public initially with this thought that, oh, it might help keep me a little bit more like accountable to the process, having it be public. But also, I haven't really seen that many videos made for a process this long that is not super well thought out or curated or planned. And I wanted to approach this really rather organically and to literally just see like how this would unfold on a day-to-day basis, without a plan, without a strategy, without an idea of like where I wanted to end up at the end of this. All I knew is that I wanted to incorporate a more consistent, like daily practice with myself where I moved my body. Again, it didn't have to be exercising. I just wanted to have time every day where I set this time aside for myself to connect with me in some type of movement way. It didn't have to be this huge thing. It could be just sitting in Shavasana, but to connect with my body, connect with me, and have that be a daily thing and a non-negotiable, like just something that I do and is a habit. I also liked that as a daily practice with my creativity and my art making. I just wanted it to be something that was part of my day no matter what. And I was struggling to like get into a rhythm and build that in for myself for some reason. And I think how I was approaching it was just super rigid. Like I needed to, a lot like kind of that energy that New Year's resolutions have, like a little more all or nothing, black and white, pretty strict. We set these like parameters for ourselves going into it. Like, this is what it's going to be. This is how it's going to work. This is what I'm going to do, and then do it, And I didn't want to approach this process that way. I wanted it to feel organic and natural and enjoyable. I wanted to have a daily practice that felt nurturing, that felt supportive, sustainable, like all of these things, without it feeling like such a freaking effort, or like an uphill battle, or that I was like punishing myself. Like I really wanted to be done with that and invite more nourishment, enjoyment, play, pleasure, fun, excitement about connecting with myself and having this be part of my day, you know, curiosity, exploration, all of that. And so that was really the energy I wanted to approach this process with. And reflecting now, like on the last 3 weeks, I think I am navigating like old narratives around this and how I want to be and how I want to engage with my physical being and my creative self every day. And so it's feeling a little like, ooh, what is this? A little all over the place. And also, you know, making these videos with the intent of like, I'm not doing this to please anyone out there, you know, please you, right? And so I think I've done that. I think I've been successful at like making these videos for me and kind of all of that. The one piece that has felt slightly just maybe a little awkward, or like it's like the elephant in the room, you know, is that I know I can't ignore this like fourth wall, as they say. Like I know because these videos are public, they are being seen by people. Again, I'm not looking at like metrics and how many views I'm getting on these, but I know that they're available for people to see and witness. So like I'm aware that that's a possibility, that could be happening. And I don't want to feel like so removed from the viewer. And so I'm really trying to figure out a way to, you know, still make these videos without any sort of pressure to perform, entertain, teach, provide value, but also like still be connective, if that makes sense. I don't want to be totally detached from the world out there, you know, and at the same time, I'm trying to maintain some sense of like being in my own process with this, you know. And so it's an interesting little tension and like thing I'm navigating. I don't want to really overthink this too much. And just if I feel like engaging in an outward way, or as if someone were on the other side of the camera watching this, then that's how I'm gonna do it. And I know that I've learned from other people through observing how they do X, Y, or Z, and find like value in that. I'm just not going to like tell you what I think you are gonna get from something. Yeah, this is still gonna be me processing my way through this. It's a lot of processing. But this is kind of who I am and how I am. I externally process a lot of stuff, and making these videos is one way that I do that. I'm an experiential learner. So anyway, pulled these 2 books, and the other one's like over there, but I pulled these 2 books because they came up in my mind when I was at the gym yesterday. This TwylaTharp, The Creative Habit, and TwylaTharp, Keep It Moving. Twyla is a dance choreographer, and she's a woman in her late 70s, maybe she's in her 80s by now, but like check it out. Like that, I would love that to be me when I'm her age. And so a lot of this is just, you know, as I'm getting older, I'm 46 now, like shit isn't getting easier, you know, like it's hard to be in a body. And as we age, just things happen and change. And So this is also just an exploration of like, how can I support myself the most as I'm going through this aging process. So Twyla is a major inspiration for me. My former dance teacher, Bill Evans, who taught me contemporary dance in college. He's in his 80s, still performing, still teaching, still choreographing, and I'm super impressed by him and Twyla, you know. So there's a little bit of that energy that I'd love to build into my life. And so that is also part of the inspiration behind this 365-day movement experiment, and creative habit. Like, that's really what I'm exploring here, is how to build in creative habits, how to build in movement habits that are fun and enjoyable to me and don't feel like and don't have that flavor of diet culture and you know, torment. So yeah, I'm really tapping into what I enjoy, what fuels me, what my body likes to do, and that's the crust of it. I know it's crux, but I am one who notoriously gets those things mixed up, and for the longest time I thought it was the crust. Like, what's the crust of the situation? Like the core of the pie. I thought of it like, what's the crust, the baseline, the foundation here? What are we talking about? The crust. But my wife lovingly said it's not crust, it's crux. So there you go. Anyway, I'm gonna end it there. Enjoy my Diet Coke and move on with the day. We're going to a theater performance tonight. There was also an invitation to attend a speakeasy at 4 for some cocktails, mocktails, so we might go to that before going to the show. Yeah, that's what I got. Day 22, yay, good job. Bye-bye.